send out this message. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. Today, we are in beautiful Miami, Florida, here with the main man, Dan Fazio. Excited for this live stream here. We're in the same room today. It's going to be absolutely insane. We're going to send out a message now to the chat, let some people pop in, and let them know that we are live from Miami. This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. We just had an amazing event the other day. We're about to get this started off here. For all the people that are joining us here on the Discord, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Miami. This is going to be one of the top 10 best REI Rev.
No audio.
They're saying there's no audio here. Can you all hear us?
It's flashing.
It's flashing green here. Everything is live. We're live.
They're all saying audio.
Wonderful. I guess he was trolling us, but we're out here in Miami, ladies and gentlemen. We just had an amazing meetup. I'm here with Dan the Man, and we are going to be breaking down wholesaling real estate, talking about real estate in general, talking about the event.
Saying there's no audio. Is it because you're on
It might be because of
the cam?
It might be because of this recording, and
mic.
this mic is.
They can't do both.
Maybe not. Let me know if y'all can hear us now, ladies and gentlemen.
That would be from this side if it says unstable.
Testing. All right, we're gonna get it. What about now, ladies and gentlemen? Can y'all hear us? Here we go. It might have been the mic. We'll have to see about it. I hope that this other one is still getting picked up.
It is. It's picking up.
Yeah, it's saying that. Fantastic. Well, we're here in beautiful Miami, Florida. It's an amazing opportunity to be in proximity. We just recently hosted an event here. Dan put together an amazing event. A lot of people came to his home, his actual home here in Miami. Had a beautiful view behind us. We gotta get a photo up of the view, man. It's a true beauty. We got this lovely chandelier here and this amazing couch. So, Dan, I mean, it's been a true honor, to be in proximity and just kind of see, how everything has unfolded over the last, couple of years, man. It's been like 2 years since, we really tapped in, I think, and, to see how the community has grown and, to see how everybody has evolved. How would you say that your business is changing now and, how everything is evolving for you?
I think it encouraged me to stay more in real estate. I had a failed first real estate business. I had a wholesaling business that kind of didn't really take off as well as it should have. And I just felt more like it. I wanted more out of it, and I thought, well, this is a waste of time because I'm putting all this time in, and it's not even doing anything close to what we're doing in medical. And I was like, why would I waste my time doing all this if I can just go to medical? But I think if I would have not had the community, not been in the community, not seen people doing stuff inside the community, then I would have never tried to just say, okay, well, let me just try to take it back, and I'm just going to try to work with some members of the community. And I ended up meeting a couple members of the community who ended up working with me out of Texas. And because of them, I ended up staying in real estate for another year. I said, I'm gonna give it another year. I'm just gonna change the way that I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then I did, like, I was doing like $100K a month that year.
I remember that.
And then that's what, like, caused me to be like, I think I can stay. I'll stay in real estate. So I think if I didn't have the community, I probably just would have went back. Felicia says, okay, sound is working on. Thanks, Steve. But I think I would have went back and just went back straight to medical, and I wouldn't have stayed in real estate.
But you're starting to see now, like, the benefits, of being a part of, community, of course, but being in this industry. Because at one point, Dan was somebody who was, not a real estate guy. You know, he's a sales and marketing guy. He's a guy in the medical industry, and he just happened to do real estate on the side. But now you kind of are you going to be basing most of your time in your business on real estate? Is all these other ventures going to be, you know, to gain capital to invest into real estate, and that's going to be like your most important part?
The corporation is going to shift. Like I said at the event for people who were here, the corporation is definitely going to shift more towards like larger power plays, working with major governments across the world.
Right.
So that's where most of our shift is going to. So you know, development projects, things like that. So that's where we're headed, other, you know, outside of real estate, but, you know, real estate's always going to be a significant tool that we're going to, you know, be utilizing in the future. And we're going to, you know, get more into doing development projects and things like that with real estate. I'm not just going to stick into just buying single family homes. You know, eventually we'll be into, you know, development projects in real estate, but it's going to be, you know, development across the board, developments in medical, defense, as well as real estate. So, and then we're going to utilize that to make our impact in the world, and that's what the speech was about on Saturday night. Is, you know, we're you know, my corporation, I'm set to really, I'm tired of hearing the whole thing of like I'm waiting for somebody else to, you know, make the world a better place. I'm tired of that. You know, our corporation is going to set out to do just that, and we don't necessarily need other people to do it for us. I want to be a person. I want to be like, I have to vote for this guy to make this adjustment to do this or that.
Right.
I want to be able to have enough influence to where our corporation can actually make things happen for individuals to fit our vision of how we think things should operate and run.
Well, I know that it's possible, you know, and, you know, just being around the right people and getting in the right rooms, you know, you got an incredible opportunity coming up here, you know, international expansion, man. So won't talk too much on that. I don't want to give out too much sausages yet, but, you know, these are the types of people that you're really in proximity with here at REI Rev, and, you know, you never really know who's in the room. I say this like every time. I actually got the pleasure to meet members of the community that have been joining, you know, the morning masterminds and coffee with closers for the past couple months, you know, past years. And huge shout out to John taking us out, man. We went go-karting, had a great time, you know, speedboats, like everything, having a full Miami experience. And, you know, we met him here. He brought a camera guy. He was shooting content, asking people about their stories. I can't wait to see those videos come out. But, you know, that's somebody that's been in the room for a long time. And you see these types of people in real life, it's a whole other type of experience. And I mean, he already has done a deal with a member of the community. He's broken bread with AB. They've JV'd a deal together. And they were so grateful, you know, to be here and to be able to see people, you know, that they've actually done business with. And, you know, I got a chance to meet Drew, and I got a chance to meet Adam in the flesh, you know. And it's like all these people that you meet here are not just screen names, you know. The whole punchline is real people, real estate. And that's exactly what we have here. And so I really want to encourage everybody, if you haven't already, switch your profile up, make it very professional, make it related to your business, use your real name so that people know who they're talking to and they can identify you, because we're going to be hosting more of these events and we want to bring more people together so that they can be in proximity, not just, you know, with this amazing platform that we've got on Discord, but, you know, in real life, because there's something really magical, you know, about being in proximity with people, like the energy that you can feel, you know, from just talking about your business, talking about what's going on, what you've got going on, stuff that you've overcome. You know, we heard everything across the board, from wins to losses. You know, we had a guy come in here talking about how he recently just lost a potential 100K assignment. And, you know, that's the reality of this business, is like sometimes that kind of stuff really does happen. And, you know, to be there for him and say, hey, look, man, you know, the next 100K deal is right, you know, a week away. You know, you're going to see it in this upcoming week. And, you need that. You need to get that energy. You need to recharge and refocus yourself. Come to a place like Miami. Go to a place like Vegas, somewhere where you can gain inspiration. You know, I see all these buildings around, and me personally, I've always wanted to get into commercial development and development, residential development, buying up land in places like this and really making something, because it all starts with one person that sees a vision for a city like Miami. And it's not like Miami has always been Miami. It's always been this place where, you know, it's always been on the map. at one point, we went to a restaurant. Dan was telling me about how the owner of that restaurant really changed and influenced the city here. And it all starts with that one person who sees that vision and decides to really invest in that area. And the reality is, like, each and every single one of you could be that one person for wherever you're at, wherever you decide to invest into. And, doing all these deals, gaining this capital, gaining, money and influence really puts you in a position to have more control to be able to invest back into your communities and make something of where you come from or where you ultimately would like to invest into. And so that's something that I've been really thinking about. I've been inspired by members like Savion. He's in KC, and he's actually flipping houses out there, and he's not just wholesaling stuff anymore. Like, his decisions 20 years old, and he's flipping houses. Like, he's really creating housing opportunity for members of his community.
Now he's buying a house with me. We're buying a house together.
Look at that. And now he's partnered up with Dan.
Partnering up with Apex to buy a house. Him and his Cab Homes and Apex will hopefully get to purchase a home here in the first week of September. So and he got the idea from going through that, just by being around me and watching what I was doing. He's like, I want to, because he would have never had the idea, and I hope I encourage some of you with the changing your mind of how you guys are flipping or changing certain things. And one thing that I really harped on and went over, when we had the event, is, wholesaling is great to start, but I don't want all of you guys just to stay there for forever and not be your main, sole focus and only exit. Like, the goal is really not to just take a check, spend it, and try to get another one. The goal is, really to have investments, because you can't really earn your way. It's way harder to earn your way to $1 million. It's so much easier to actually, create assets worth $1 million versus trying to earn your way to $1 million is way harder. And I think that's just, and that's really what I try to harp on, is really just, that's how you build real wealth. Is not transacting your way there. It can teach you the business and it teaches you everything, but you have to be able to learn how to actually get into owning assets at some point. You have to take a risk and give it a shot, and I think you'll end up, it'll end up paying off.
And I honestly believe that speaks so much to just even the name of the community, right? This isn't like Wholesale Revolution. We don't want everybody in here to just learn about wholesaling and that's the only thing that they focus on forever.
Wholesale Revolution.
This is REI Revolution. We've got people that are in here doing wholesale deals, and that might just be a stepping stone. Dan and I were talking about that on the way back from the Cuban spot, man. We went out to get the Cuban food, man. It was good food. But this is supposed to be a stepping stone for somebody that has no experience, no connections, nobody in their corner, to hop into a community like this and start providing value. Because, like, we talk about providing value a lot, and what we're seeing here is, as the community evolves, the members of the community evolve, people like Dan are no longer in a position where their main focus is just to be wholesaling deals. Dan already learned the experience of how to identify a good deal, how to find discounted real estate, right? How to negotiate with sellers, understand their problems, and come up with creative solutions. And now, the way that you can provide value to somebody like Dan and work with somebody like Dan, or somebody that's buying the community, is by wholesaling a deal to them, right? So Dan is now in a position where he's willing and happy to pay somebody an assignment fee to bring them a deal. Yeah. And these are the types of opportunities that you see happening in real time in the community, right? And as you grow, you can be somebody that comes from no wealth, no background, nobody in your family is rich, but you want to do something with your life. You want to be somebody. You want to make your mark. And now you have instant access to be in proximity with people like Dan, like the other buyers that are part of this community, and you can serve them good deals, right? You can make a name for yourself by giving them good deals. And of course, we're not doing this for free. Dan is happy to put money in your pocket and compensate you for talking to sellers and running your marketing and doing what you do to help him out. And that's why you get paid your assignments. We talk about that a lot. Why is it that people make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on an assignment fee? It's because you're offering a convenience to a buyer. You're taking all of the friction out of the transaction. All they want to do is buy a good deal. And so if we can show people how to find good deals and bring them to members of the community, first and foremost, there are buyers out there that'll buy, across the board, but it's always good to keep the wealth, with the people that are in proximity with you, that have put you on and trying to help you, create something for yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing here, with this opportunity. I cannot tell you all, just even over the last couple weeks, the last couple months especially, everybody's always like, John, why isn't there a paywall? You should be monetizing REI Rev. You could be easily charging $100 a month from all these people and making a couple thousand. I'm like, look, I could be doing that, but I know that the impact of bringing people on and giving them a real shot, a real opportunity to get in proximity with people that are actively doing this business is going to have way more of an impact on the dozens of people that get in here that may not have been paying attention had there been that paywall to begin with. And, for me, it's not about making a quick buck off the people that want to get into the industry that might not have that connection. And I'm not, bashing anybody that wants to do that and that's, their thing. I will bash the people that only do that and get on the screen and pretend like they're really doing this business, pretend like they're really in the gutters and the trenches doing this business, and they're lying and they're scamming people. I will bash those people. I'll say it publicly. I'll say it to their face. If I don't like them, I will tell them. But for the people, that are actively doing this business, that are really doing this business, and then they offer, an additional service to people to help them in their business in some way, I can really recognize and commend that now. I had a real long conversation with Mr. ACQ, Mr. Juan Nicasio at the event. Love that guy, man. He's one of the most stylish dudes, you know what I'm saying? Real great guy. And he was telling me, John, you really got to figure something out because of the amount of time that you poured into the community. At the end of the day, what's your hour worth? How much are you worth per hour? And that really hit me because, I give my all to the community. I pour all of my time into the community and really growing it up, doing everything. We all do. Organizing events, making sure the chats are clean, keeping track of everybody and everything, making sure that people are held to a very high standard. Sometimes people have some friction, with deals and that kind of stuff. We always make sure that the quality of the community is the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. And we gotta be able to generate some sort of money specifically for the community to reinvest in the community. And so I want to start to focus more now on really creating some sort of opportunity, not to take away from what we've already got, not to take away from the amazing value that's already here and will always be here, but to add even more, add an opportunity for the people that want to take their business to the next level, or that want to have some sort of guidance or do something, additional beyond what we already do.
Maybe a fund.
A fund, like a syndication, we talk about that a lot. There are plenty of opportunities, to get people really involved and get them in the game. There are tons of people in different types of situations. They might be working a 9 to 5.
A fund, you could donate $100. You could donate $100 to a fund, and have a certain, you split it up by the equity that you own in the fund, and then when you buy those properties, then they get a certain check. That's, as long as you keep it regulated and you do all that, then that's what, I think that'd be a great opportunity. Because they get to interact with people in here, face to face, as well. So,
Absolutely.
and that's how, Cardone Capital got to where it's at is by interacting with, their audience and, utilizing that fund.
And I could see that being like an opportunity, for somebody, say, to post an opportunity on the website, right? Hey, we're trying to fundraise for this deal, and like members of the community get involved and start, doing.
Because you teach them how to wholesale. They come in here and they learn how to wholesale. They do their first deal with a member of the community. They want to know where to be able to put that money. You don't have to put the whole check back into that, but you can take $100, $200, and then put it in, and you get a certain return. That's how you start buying. You don't start buying you don't go. The first property that you buy is not going to be $1 million property. The first property that I ever bought was a $180,000 home in Port St. Lucie.
Yeah.
That was the first property that I ever bought that ever introduced me to buying anything of real estate. And so, at some point, the best thing you can do is just to do something. And, I think that's a position that not a lot of people get to do, is they don't know how to get lending, or they might not even have the credit to get lending. They might not have the flip history to get lending. But it could give you, REI Rev members, an opportunity, and then it gives, you, the leader of the community, the ability to go out and work with other professionals, then you create more connections, and they see, and you have this, this whole backing where you don't have to go out and, borrow one person's $200,000 to go buy a house, or a lender's $200,000. You're like, you build it up to a point where you can start buying smaller things, then you work it up, So.
And I love that idea because it creates a lot of opportunity, and that's really been the purpose of doing all of this. is to create more opportunity for everybody, not just for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't directly financially solicited money from anyone or benefited, in a sense of, I'm charging people for information or that kind of stuff. And I don't want to do that and I could do that. I could definitely do that and I could make a lot of money doing that, but that's not what I want to do. That's not the way that I want to earn money. I want to earn money by offering, something to somebody that's really genuinely going to create a difference in their life and going to enrich that person. And I'm not really interested in earning money by soliciting, $5,000 from somebody to put them in a room with other people that are just as, ignorant, not knowing, what to do or where to go. And I think and I feel like that's the reason why REI Rev is becoming so successful and so many people are tapping in and the community is just growing so quickly, is because people genuinely resonate with that and they feel that, they can see it, right? Like we've been doing this for the last year and a half, every weekday for the most part. We took a little break to restructure and do some stuff, but every single weekday, we're showing up and we're doing this live. We host calls, acquisition calls. We show people how we are connecting and finding these sellers, negotiating with sellers, getting the terms on the paper, getting the contract signed live in real time. And that's just, quite frankly, an opportunity that you don't see anywhere else. There's nobody else is doing this kind of stuff on the internet. I can guarantee that, especially for free. You can literally go right now, check out the YouTube and have dozens and dozens of hours of videos that are recorded replays from the live streams that we give everyone access to come and join and watch and see for free, because we're not trying to sell anybody a dream. It's inspiring to see somebody like Dan, who's here in Miami, who actually has owned this penthouse and actually hosted an event here and lived this lifestyle. And Dan isn't even a flashy guy to get on the internet and try to flex that and try to sell a course, because it's so easy to do that and so many people do that. And I'm so critical of the people that do that, because they sell a false narrative, they sell that false dream to somebody.
I've always said that I always feel like I have much more value in the things that I have to say than the things that I own. And there's much, to me, that my value is so much more than just something that I bought in a store. So, or bought, on a contract or paid for with money, It's like that value is subject to that brand. Even this unit that I live in is not my brand. It's another guy's brand who developed this unit. It's Kobe Karp's brand, whose name's all over the building. And he earned that. Kobe Karp earned that over a long period of time. He's earned his right to have his name on buildings and be associated with all that. But if I go and buy a Lamborghini, that's not my association. That value has nothing to do with me. I just bought a product for somebody, but in reality, who really benefits from me showing off that car is not really me. It really benefits Lamborghini, because they continue to have this persona that they don't care if they get free advertisement from that. They get all these things from all these people showing off these things. So that brand it has nothing to do with me. It's not my brand. So why would I use that to promote what I have to say? It has no worth. So I'm going to use somebody else's stuff to try to associate the value that I have. I don't have to do that. You can tell that I have value in just the way that I show up and talk.
Absolutely.
So I don't have to show everything that I have. I could live in a box and still have the same knowledge that I have today. It wouldn't change anything about me. The only difference is that if I don't have something now, it's just because I choose not to have it. Not because I don't think that I can't get it or this or that, but there's nobody out there that has anything that I don't have that I necessarily want. It's all about what I want. That's all I really care about. And to me, the things that I want and I want to go buy are private, and that's for me and my use only. And I get to choose whether I share that with other people or not. Yeah, Chris said a new computer chair. Yeah, once I moved to Vegas, that's definitely on the checklist right there. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do a whole unboxing on YouTube and show people the computer chair and all that stuff, because the company that built the computer chair are the people that get the credit for that, not me. I might get some views from that, but I don't get the advertisement from that, and I don't care to advertise, someone else's brand. And he said a can of WD-40 for the one I have now. All right. But I really feel like, I was having a conversation with John about this with breakfast. John was like, he was kind of surprised by my answer that I gave, and he was like, I don't know if I believe that. And I was like, well, I truly feel like the amount of time that I spend in communities, like the whole reason that I had this event is not so you guys could come here, see what I have, and you know, make you loyal to me or do this or that or show off. I truly want to do things that no one else does, because I've had people tell me in the past, they go, if everybody else is doing it, do the other thing, you know, go the other way. If you see a whole bunch of people going one way, you go and do the other thing. And I've always kind of lived my life off of that motto, right? Like, I see a whole bunch of people going and selling the course and doing all this stuff and doing all these events
right.
where they're charging people just to create an income out of it. There was a guy that I know and who hosted an event who we both know, and he hosts an event. He was hosting an event here in Miami, and he was like, you know, I was against hosting events, and I hosted an event one time, made $100,000 in one day, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna do that again. And I said, well, that's kind of fucked up, because what you're saying on Instagram is you're trying to give all this value, but that's not actually true. You care more about the income that you're making from the event, not about the value that you're giving, and that's what ends up what is being the focus. And then it just becomes something that's it has no foundation. So then the next event after that is, you know, just transparent. It doesn't have a whole lot of substance to it. It's weak, and then, you know, less people want to come back and attend, because the first event you ever do, you try to make it your best. Whereas this event for me, I learned so much. I mean, like I was telling John, I was like, you know, I tried to just throw something together at the end, and I ran out of time, and we were running on a time crunch. I was trying to do everything the best I could. I learned a lot of things. So for me, I don't know, I wanted to start this thing because I wanted to hopefully get other people in the community energized to go out and so you guys can say, hey, I'm in this city. Would you guys be okay with me setting up, you know, my own event here and inviting members of the community out, and whatever way that we can do to support that? You know, I mean, I want to encourage people to do those things.
Right.
For me, and what we're going to do for Apex with another REI Rev, you know, collaboration event. I want to do it in Las Vegas this year in November, probably the 8th through the 10th of November. We'll concrete those dates soon, but I want to have it a 3-day event, because I realized doing this event, I was like, we really need, like, I really see why other people do the 2 or 3 day thing, because it's
right.
so hard to fit everything that you want to say. And I didn't realize that until the very end. I was like, there's so many things that I want to talk about, so many things that I want to go over, and I kind of just ran out of space. And I knew people were getting hungry. I was getting hungry. I knew people they were tired of standing. They were like, you know, everybody wanted to kind of chill out. You know what I mean? It was getting late. So other people had other engagements. So, you know, for the actual Las Vegas event, typically too, if you guys are coming to Las Vegas, most people, if you don't live in Las Vegas, you probably don't live in Nevada, right? Like, you know, that's really the only place to be. So the only people that are going to be local there are the people who live in Las Vegas. Whereas
right.
Florida, here we have a lot of people who drove from different areas of Florida that were able to come and attend. But in Las Vegas, it's not really similar access. So, you know, what we can do is, you know, we can have an event where, you know, we have, you know, 2 to 3 days where we bring you guys in, and I'll even, I know I have new ideas, but what's crazy is those ideas won't even be perfect the first time that I launch it. You know what I mean?
Right. Those
Those ideas won't be great, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot to try to change things, and just hopefully keep refining the process. But again, I mean, I'm not gonna charge for anything. I'm not gonna pay for any food. You know, I had a whole, you know, bunch of food here at the event, and then I took everybody out to dinner. I want to continue to do that. I don't want people to worry about, I have to pay a ticket, I have to do all this. If you want to show up, just apply the investment in yourself. You know, all I ask is you take care of your own room and board, and that you take care of your own flight if you're traveling in. So as long as you take care of your own travel outside of the event, I want to be able to provide you with the opportunity to at least come out and get a chance. I just want people, I think that people deserve to have a chance to experience at least. And maybe people who came here on Saturday, and maybe there's some of you guys came here, and then maybe you guys, some of you who will come to the Las Vegas event and come here and bullshit around and do absolutely nothing, maybe, but at least somebody gave you the opportunity. At least somebody gave you the chance to at least learn something, and that's more than what most people are doing for people. And I don't want to make that a paywall, because it's like, I mean, Why would you do that? There's no reason. And I was just telling John, if somebody doesn't do it, like if I don't do it or John doesn't do it or somebody doesn't do it, then who is going to do it? You know what I mean? Who is going to try to do something like that? So I don't necessarily expect to bring you all here so you bring us deals or this and that. If you do and you learn the business, I'm grateful, but I want everybody to understand one thing about me is that I brought you all here, and the only thing you owe to me is apply some effort to be the best versions of yourself. That's all I want for any of you. It's all I've ever wanted for John, for the community, for Trevor, for Kyle, for anybody who's in this community who I interact with, Savion, AB, Dalton Woods.
List the names, man. List the names, man. Gotta get the shout out,
Carlos,
man.
you know what I mean? And it's really cool to see. I went to New Jersey and I saw some things that are Carlos. And I see Carlos come from such a interesting background to where he's at now, and he's showing me this flip that he's doing in New Jersey, and he's telling me about the stuff that he has. I mean, it's Savion's flipping a property now. When I met Savion just this like little, energetic, sporadic little kid, you know what I mean? That was just, he's running around, he'd pop in the voice channel for 5 minutes, he'd talk real fast, and then he would leave. And I was like, man, like, this guy's at a different level. But now he's refined, and he's created something different about himself. And, Trevor, I mean, I've reamed Trevor out a couple times, and it was only because I just wanted Trevor I told Trevor one time, I said, you have a lot of potential, man. I said, but you're your own worst enemy. And he took that to heart. He was mad at me in the moment, and then he came back around into my life, and now he's doing his own thing. He's running ads for other people. He's out here doing stuff, and it's just cool to see. But I want people to have a chance. I want people to have an opportunity to get the chance to at least learn something that might change your mind about what to do. And I don't want the conversation to just be fast checks, fast money, fast this, fast that, get rich. The conversation when you guys came here Saturday night, we didn't talk about luxury items. We didn't talk about what you're gonna buy, because to me, that's not what matters. What matters is you have to start with getting an opportunity to change your life. And so if you wanna show yourself some effort, I'm not gonna pay for your plane ticket, I'm not gonna pay for your stay, but I'm not gonna make you pay to have an opportunity to learn something different. So as long as you can apply the little bit of effort that I'm asking for to show up and come to the event, you guys don't owe me anything ever. You guys don't owe me anything other than to put yourselves in the best position possible for you, your family, your children, or whoever you have, or your future children, or your future family, or your parents, or whoever it is that you have to take care of. Then that is all you owe me, is just apply some effort to be the best version of yourselves. Other than
You
that,
owe it to yourselves.
You owe it to yourself first.
That's number one, and I really can appreciate everything that Dan's done for the community in hosting this event, being the first one to put something together and host an event here in Miami. It wasn't just this time, but 2022 we had a meetup where we all kind of got together. It was much smaller group then. It was much smaller, but now we're starting to see the real people popping up, showing up to these events. And Dan and I were talking about that. It's only the beginning. We've been doing this for a little while, and the first couple of years we've been really focused on our own businesses and watching the community grow and just getting everybody in proximity with these heavy hitters. Guys, we've had people from all levels, come, and the conversation started. We were just talking about off-market, direct-to-seller, traditional assignments. Then we had the GOAT, Mr. Bob Sadai, come in the audience. He came out of the audience, came onto the live stream, and started talking about creative, and he started bringing that to the community. And that was something completely new, foreign to everybody. And I feel like it really started to kick off. That type of conversation, the creative conversation, really kicked off when Matt Riley got involved and started talking with Bob, and they could have a conversation, and we could listen and understand and ask questions. And we're just getting started, and it's because of the people that have come and been in proximity with us. And I'm telling you, as the person that may have founded the community, may have started this space, it's not about me being the only one to tell everybody how everything is, but for me to go out and find people and bring them together so that we can all grow together. And that's the opportunity that we have here, and it's truly a blessing to be in proximity with everybody that's here, everybody that's going after creating that better life for themselves, that's creating clarity around what they want and then executing. That's the number one thing. A lot of people talk. Talk is cheap. A lot of people can come to Miami. We see it all the time, right? People dressing up in Miami, this and that, balling out. Looks like they're balling out, right? They want to live this lifestyle, this persona, but that's not the reality. They're behind the scenes. Are they who they say they are? Are they who they present themselves to be? Right. And that's why being a part of a community like this, we said it all the time at the event, like this real estate industry is such a small world, but having a platform for all these people in that small world to be connected is so powerful, because not only is it going to put you in proximity to receive opportunities that you would not have been able to because you wouldn't know they exist, but you're all held to a much higher level of accountability. There's a standard where everybody in here has to come correct, and you only get one shot at your reputation. And we're not the ones that give you a reputation. The reality is you give yourself that reputation. Yeah. The way that you act, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you negotiate, the way that you help people, the way that you treat people is how you create that reputation for yourself. And there's nothing that we can do to change that. That's up to you to create your own reputation. And when, I built my brand around paving my own path.
Matt Riley's typing.
We know it's going to be a good one. Matt's typing. I built my brand around paving my own path, and having faith in what I was going to do with my life. And, I was telling Dan about that at breakfast. I've got faith. I got faith that God has a plan for each and every single one of you that is in this audience right now, whether you have a close relationship with God or not. Don't for a second think that this is a mistake that you're here, that this is just some sort of coincidence. You are here for a reason. You have a purpose behind your life. And you are in proximity with the people that you are in proximity with right now because it's a part of your journey, all right? And everybody's got their own destination. Everybody doesn't have the same wants and goals, but each of us is going to get something unique. Each of us has a plan that's been created for us far greater than what we could imagine for ourselves that's playing out. And, by the grace of God, we're all here together right now to be in proximity and be growing together on this journey. And that's something that we can be really grateful for. I'm really grateful for Dan, putting this meetup together here for everybody to come and be in proximity with one another and see each other in the flesh. That's something to be truly grateful for, that we have a real community of people where we could actually, hey, I got this deal, and for example, with John, right? He's doing a lot of infill lots in Cape Coral. Hey man, I got this deal in Cape Coral. John's been real active talking about where he does business. And I'd love to JV with somebody. Can anybody help me? Oh, John can help you. It's going to get to the point where we have licensed agents that are willing to help everybody with their innovations, list them, make it a frictionless process. And we're going to be able to say, oh, I got a deal here in Dallas. I'm going to call up Paul. I'm going to hit up somebody here, and we're going to be all connected. That's the whole point of doing this, is to stay connected and create that opportunity for us to really have more opportunity. But definitely, if there's one thing that I hope that everybody can really gather and get and take away from that event and from, the live streams that we hosted, that we all have a reason. There is a reason to all of this. And it might not be clear right now, but there is a greater plan for all of our lives. And we just got to be thankful. We got to be grateful for what we already have so that we can be open to receive more, to be grateful for. And that's easier said than done, right? This is something that I'm actively working on each and every single day. But it's something that I become more aware of, and it's something that I do really want to share with people because I feel like we could all benefit from it. But, just to even be out here in Miami and to be in proximity with everybody and see them, in real life, it's no longer just somebody behind the screen. You could put a face to the name. You could put a face to the display name and to that profile, because if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be using your real name. People need to know who you are in this industry so that when we have more of these events happening and more leaders in your local networks pop up and start hosting these events, people can identify who you are.
Right.
And they can do business with you.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do. We're here to do business. We're here to help each other. We're here to grow together. And it's an amazing opportunity.
Matt Riley tells me he wants to maybe host an event in Nashville for everybody now.
Oh man, you got me. I was ready to buy the ticket. I was ready to buy the ticket right now.
He told me he's putting one on. He said he's putting a creative event together. That's what he told me. Didn't you tell me that the other day, Matt? You told me that the other day.
Yes, sir. How to show up for the Miami event, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure, to be in proximity with all of you and, to be able to serve the community and see, how everything has really played out. I know Matt's digging the hair, man. He likes the shades, and we got the gold chain making a return here. Got a little watch. People they love the watch. They say, hey John, where's the watch from?
Stands out.
You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing crazy. It's not a Rolex or anything. But hey, it looks nice on the wrist. You know, gotta get something.
That's all that matters. It starts a conversation.
Right? But I liked what you said. You know, nobody was talking about materialistic stuff. Nobody was talking about Lambos. That wasn't the topic of conversation. The topic of conversation was business. What were you doing in your business? What obstacles are you jumping over? What hurdles do you have? And you know what's going on. And that was really what everybody was talking about, sharing about, and being in proximity with that kind of energy is what really makes a difference.
But yeah, for me, I hope that we start getting some people, you know, before November who want to stand out and you know, do something and put together an event in, you know, in your area. You know, reach out to us and let us know. Obviously, if you're going to associate it with the server, you know, we just want to know, you know, I mean, who's hosting it, who's put it together, what your plans are. But you know, and then we're happy to help in any way that we can. But you know, for me, and you know, and what we're going to be doing for, you know, the next one, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring you guys out to Vegas. Hopefully, like I said, 8th through the 10th of November. So, you know, if you guys plan to come out and plan to do something around there, I do have a really solid idea of, you know, what I want to put together for those 3 days. I'm going to start working on the idea for the event now, so it's more structured when we get to that point, rather than, you know, putting it together. But Charlotte, Charlotte, you know, like, you know, let's figure it out, man. You know, I mean, I'm sure that, you know, me or John or AB or, you know, some other leaders of the community would be happy to make a trip out there. You know, if you guys are putting an event together, you know, hopefully we get one of the leaders of the community to fly out and.
Hey, maybe they fly us out. You know, that could be a thing.
You could.
You can fly me out.
You know what?
You can get me going.
You don't. Yeah. But you know, hopefully you can do one. So you know, I know we have people, leaders of the community and, you know, metropolitan areas all around the country, and
right.
I want you guys to start, you know, taking up that mantle and saying, you know, hey, you know, let me put something together. Let me figure this out. And, you know, see what you guys think of us doing a meetup over here. And that's just how it starts. And then every member of that city, of that community, can start coming out and, you know, really putting, you know, a face, you know, to the picture, you know, like you said, to the name on
right.
Discord.
And you know, we got a lot of stuff planned, you know, with this website, and I think that, you know, in the coming months, we'll start to see some sort of offer, you know, come for REI Rev, so that we can really have some money. Because look, I'm going to tell you guys, I've been talking to a lot of web developers. This stuff is not cheap, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about minimum, you know, $100 per hour, and it's probably going to take 2,000 hours or so, you know, to really build something. We're talking about maybe like $20,000, you know, to get a basic idea of what we really want to build out there. And we got to do it right. If we're going to make it happen, we got to do it right. We don't want to be cheap. We don't want to throw something together that's half-assed. We want to really do something that is valuable, because we are the number one most valuable real estate community in existence, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, guys. Well,
we're ready to get the day started.
some calls.
I know Dan's got to hop out. He's going to make some calls. I'm going to make some calls. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, you need to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link. Send them to reirev.com. Tell them to go and sign up on the website and get in proximity with us here on the Discord at discord.gg/reirev. Dan, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Appreciate you, John.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, love y'all, and we'll catch you in the next one.